गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता अथ षष्ठोऽध्यायः। ध्यानयोगा। श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता Chapter 6, Communion through Meditation, that is path of meditation. Sri Bhagavanuvāca. Anāśritah karma phalam karyam karma karoti ya sa sannyāsī ca yogī ca na niraghnirna chakriyaha. The blessed Lord said, "It is the man who performs his duties without dependence on the fruits that deserves to be called a sannyasin, that is, renouncer, and a yogin, not the one who keeps no fire or avoids work. Yam sannyasamiti prahuryogam tavidhi pandava, na hyam sannyasta sankalpo yogi bhavati kashana." O son of Pandu, what is called sannyasa or renunciation? Know that to be identical with yoga or disciplines of selfless action. For whoever has not abandoned subtle hankerings and self-centered objectives can never become a yogi or a practitioner of spiritual communion through works. आरुरुक्षोर्मुनेर्योगं कर्म कारणमुच्यते, योगारूढस्य तस्थैव शमः कारणमुच्यते. For one who desires to ascend the path leading to the heights of spiritual communion, that is yoga, detached work is the means. For one who has ascended it, quiescence is verily the means. यदा हिनेन्द्रियार्देषु न कर्मण्वनुषज्ञते, सर्वसंकल्पसन्न्यासी योगारूढस्तदोच्यते. When one ceases to be attached to sense objects and to one's actions, then that one who has thus abandoned all subtle hankerings and self-centered objectives is said to have ascended the heights of spiritual communion, that is yoga. Uddharedatmanatmanam natmanamavasadayet, atmaivyhyatmano bandhuratmaiva rivuratmanaha. One should uplift one's lower self by the higher self. One should not depress or downgrade one's self, for the self verily is both the friend and the foe of the self. Bandhuratmatmanastasya yenatmaivatmana jita, anatmanastu shatrutve varteratmaiva shatruvat. To him who has subdued the lower self by the higher self, the self acts like a friend, but to him who has lost his higher self by the dominance of the lower one, the self functions as the enemy, always hostile to him. Jitatmanah prashantasya paramatma samahita, sitoshna sukha dukkheshu tata manapamanayo. In one who has conquered his mind, the self remains steady and unperturbed in the experience of the pains of opposites like heat and cold, pleasure and pain, honor and dishonor. Jnana vijnana truptatma kutastho vijitendriyaha, yukta ichuchyate yogi samaloshtasmakanchana. A yogin whose spirit has attained contentment through knowledge and experience, who is unperturbed, who has subdued his senses, to whom a lump of earth and a bar of gold are alike. Such a yogi is said to have attained steadfastness in spiritual communion. सुहृन्मित्रार्युदासीना मध्यस्तद्वेष्य बन्धुषु साधुष्यपि च पापेषु समबुद्धिर्विशिष्यते. Specially noteworthy in excellence is he who is even-minded in his outlook on friend and foe, on comrade and stranger, on the neutral, on the ally, on the good and even on the evil ones. Yogi yugnita satatamatmanam rahasi sthitaha ekaki yata chittatma nirashira parigraha. Let a yogin constantly practice spiritual communion, residing alone in a solitary spot, desireless, possessionless, and disciplined in body and mind. शुचौ देशे प्रतिष्ठाप्य स्थिरमासनमात्मनः नात्युच्छ्रितं नातिनीचं चैलाजिनकुशोत्तरम् तत्रैकाग्रं मनः कृत्वा यतचित्तेन्द्रियक्रियः उपविश्यासने युग्नाद् योगात्मा विशुद्धये. At a clean spot which is neither too high nor too low, a seat should be made with kusa grass, spread over with a skin and a cloth, firmly seated on it. The yogi should practice spiritual communion with mind concentrated and with the working of the imaginative faculty and the senses under control for self-purification. समं काय शिरोग्रीवं धारयन्नचलं स्थिरः सम्प्रेक्ष्य नासिकाग्रं स्वं दिशाशनवलोकयन् प्रशान्तात्मा विगतभीं ब्रह्मचारिव्रते स्थितः मनः संयम्य मच्चित्तो युक्त असीतमत्परः. Holding the body, head and neck erect, motionless and firm, gazing at the tip of the nose and not round about, fearless, serene, restrained in mind and established in the vow of continence. He should sit in spiritual communion with me, looking upon me as his highest and most precious end. युग्नुन्नेवं सदात्मानां योगी नियतमानसः शान्तिं निर्वाणपरमां मत्स्यं स्थामधिगच्छति. With the mind restrained from going outward to objects and always uniting with the Supreme in spiritual communion, the yogi attains to peace, which is the summit of bliss and enduring establishment in my state. नात्यस्नतस्तु योगोऽस्ति न चैकान्तमनश्नतः न चाति स्वप्नशीलस्य जाग्रतो नैव चार्जुना. O Arjuna, success in yoga is not for those who eat too much, nor for those who eat too little. It is not also for those given to too much sleeping, nor to those who keep vigil too long. युक्ताहार विहारस्य युक्तचेष्टस्य कर्मसु युक्तस्वप्नावबोधस्य योगो भवति दुःखः. For one who is temperate in food and recreation, who is detached and self-restrained in work, who is regulated in sleep and in vigil, yoga brings about the cessation of the travail of samsara. Yada viniyatam chittam atmanyevavatiष्ठते nihaspruhas sarvakamebhyo yukta ichuchyate tada. When the disciplined mind is able to remain established in the Atma alone, when it is free from longing for all objects of desire, then it is spoken of as having attained to spiritual communion. यदा दीपो निवातस्थो नेघ्नते सोपमा स्मृता योगिनो यतचित्तस्य युग्नतो योगात्मनः. The flame of a lamp sheltered from wind does not flicker. This is the comparison used to describe a yogi's mind that is well under control and united with the Atma. यत्रो परमते चित्तं निरुद्धं योगसेवया यत्र चैवात्मनात्मानं पश्यन्नात्मनि तुष्यति. That state in which the chitta, that is mind stuff, with its movements restrained by the practice of yoga, finds rest, in which is experienced the joy of the spirit, born of the higher mind, intuiting the spirit. सुखमात्यन्तिकं यत्तद्बुद्धिग्राह्यमतीन्द्रियम् वेत्ति यत्र न चैवायं स्थितश्चलति तत्त्वतः. In which he, that is the yogin, experiences that endless bliss which is beyond the ken of the senses but is intuited by the purified intellect, wherein established one does not waver from the truth. Yam ladda chaparam labam manyate nadikam tata yasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate. Having obtained which no other gain is considered as greater, remaining in which one is not shaken even by the heaviest of afflictions. तं विद्या दुःख संयोग वियोगं योग संज्ञितं सनिश्चयेन योक्तव्यो योगो निर्विन्न चेतसा. Know that severeness of connection with pain as what is designated as yoga. It has to be practiced tirelessly with determination. संकल्प प्रभवान् कामान् त्यक्त्वा सर्वान् शेषतः मनसैवेन्द्रियग्रामं विनियम्य समन्ततः. शनैः शनैरुपरामे बुद्ध्या दृप्तिगृहीतयः आत्मसंस्थं मनः कृत्वा न किञ्चिदपि चिन्तयेत्. Abandoning imagination, born longings in their entirely, restraining all the senses with the mind on every side, and setting that mind firmly on the self under the direction of a steadfast intellect, one should practice tranquility little by little and abstain from every kind of thought. यतो यतो निश्चरति मनश्चञ्चलमस्थिरम् ततस्ततो नियम्यतादात्मन्येव वशं नयेत्. From whatsoever reason this wavering and fickle mind wanders away, it should be curbed and brought to abide in the self alone. प्रशांत मनसं हेनं योगिनं सुखमुत्तमम् उपैति शान्तरजसं ब्रह्मभूतमकल्मषम्. Supreme bliss wells up in a yogi who is tranquil in mind, whose passions are subdued, who is free from impurities, and who is in the Brahmic state. युग्निन्नेवं सदात्मानं योगी विगतकल्मषः सुखेन ब्रह्म संस्पर्शमत्यन्तं सुखमश्नुते. Thus, ever engaged in making the mind steadfast in spiritual communion and having all the impurities of the mind affected thereby, the yogin easily experiences the infinite bliss of contact with Brahma. सर्वभूतास्तमात्मानां सर्वभूतानि चात्मनि ईक्षते योगयुक्तात्मा सर्वत्र समदर्शनः. The man of spiritual insight, established in same-sightedness, sees the self as residing in all beings and all beings as resting in the self. यो मां पश्यति सर्वत्र सर्वं च मयि पश्यति तस्याहं न प्रणश्यामि स च मे न प्रणश्यति. He who sees me in all beings and all beings in me, to him I am never lost, nor he to me. सर्वभूतस्थितं यो मां भजत्येकत्वमास्थितः सर्वदा वर्तमानोऽपि स योगी मयि वर्तते. Established in the unity of all existence, a yogin who serves me, present in all beings, verily abides in me, whatever be his mode of life. आत्मौपम्येन सर्वत्र समं पश्यति यो अर्जुना सुखं वा यदि वा दुःखं स योगी परमो मतः. O Arjuna, in my view, that yogi is the best who, out of a sense of identity with others on account of the perception of the same Atma in all, feels their joy and suffering as his own. Arjuna uvacha yoyam yogastya proktah samyena madhusudana etasyaham na pashyami chanchilatvat sthitam stiram. Arjuna said, O slayer of Madhu, owing to the fickleness of the mind, I find no way of firm establishment in spiritual communion through equanimity as instructed by you. Chanchalam himana Krishna pramadi balavadrudam tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. O Krishna, verily the mind is fickle, turbulent, powerful and unyielding. To control it, I think, is as difficult as controlling the wind itself. Sri Bhagavanuvacha asamshayam mahabaho manodurnigraham chalam abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha gruhyate. The blessed Lord said, O mighty armed one, undoubtedly the mind is fickle and difficult to be checked, yet, O son of Kunti, it can be brought under control by dispassion and spiritual practice. Asamyatatmana yogo dushprapa iti ye matihi vashyatmana tu yatata shakyo vaptumupayataha. My view is that yoga is difficult of attainment by men of uncontrolled mind, but for those who have their minds under control, it is possible to attain if they strive with the proper means. Arjuna uvacha ayati shraddhayopeto yogaachilitamanasah aprapya yoga samsiddham kam gatim krishna gacchati. Arjuna said, What, O Krishna, is the fate of a man who, though endowed with a firm faith, is not steadfast in his practices owing to distractions and therefore fails to reach spiritual perfection? Kachinno bhaya vibrasta chinna bhramiva nashyati apratishto mahabaho vimudo brahmanapati. O mighty armed Lord, bewildered in the path of Brahma, supportless, does he not lose both this world and the next? Does he not perish like a rain cloud rent asunder? Etanme samshayam Krishna chetumahyasya seshataha tvadanyas samshayasyasya chetana hyupapadyate. O Krishna, my doubt in this respect has yet to be cleared completely. Indeed, I find none better than thee to be that doubt dispeller. Sri Bhagavanuvacha Parthanaiveha mutra vinashastasya vidyate nahi kalyana krutkachit durgatim tata gacchati. The blessed Lord said, O son of Partha, he does not mean with downfall either here in this world or in the hereafter. Know for certain, O dear one, that one who treads the path of virtue never goes the way of evil ones. प्राप्य पुण्यकृतां लोकानुषित्वा शाश्वती समः शुचीनां श्रीमातां गेहे योगभ्रष्टोऽभिजायते. The fallen yogi goes, that is after death, to the spheres of the righteous, and after having lived there for unnumbered years, he is reborn in this world in a pure and prosperous family. अथवा योगिनामेव कुले भवति धीमताम् एतद्धि दुर्लभतरं लोके जन्म यदीदृशम्. Or he is reborn in a family of men full of wisdom and spirituality. Rebirth under such condition is passing hard to get in this world. तत्र तं बुद्धि संयोगं लभते पौर्वदेहिकम् यतते च ततो भूयः संसिद्धौ कुरु नन्दना. There, ocean of the clan of Kurus, he will regain the spiritual discernment of his previous birth, and then he will strive harder than ever for perfection. पूर्वाभ्यासेन तेनैव ह्रियते ह्यवशोऽपि सः जिज्ञासुरपि योगस्य शब्दब्रह्मति वर्तते. Even if helpless, he will be driven towards the path of yoga by the force of his previous striving. For even a beginner in the path of yoga goes above the stage requiring the aid of Vedic ritualism, that is not to speak then of one who has made some progress in yoga. प्रयत्नाद्यतमानस्तु योगी संशुद्ध किल्बिषः अनेक जन्म संसिद्धस्ततो याति परां गतिम्. As for the yogi striving diligently, he is cleansed of all his sins and gains spiritual perfection after passing through several embodiments. Finally, he reaches the highest state, which consists in release from the bondage of the body. तपस्विभ्योऽधिको योगी ज्ञानिभ्योऽपि मतोऽधिकः कर्मिभ्यश्चाधिको योगी तस्माद् योगी भवार्जुना. A yogi, that is one practicing meditation, is superior to a man of austerity. He is superior to a scholar. He is superior to a ritualist too. Therefore, O Arjuna, be you a yogi. योगिनामपि सर्वेषां मद्गतेनान्तरात्मना श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां समे युक्ततमो मतः. Of all the yogins, he is the most untuned in spiritual communion, who worships me with abiding faith and with his innermost self fused with me. Om इति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे ध्यानयोगो नाम षष्ठोऽध्यायः समाप्तः. ॐ गुरुभ्यो नमः. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 6, Path of Meditation. Summary. The third path of God is yoga of meditation. To be the best yogi, see every being as yourself and feel the pain and pleasure of others as your own. A very simple method of meditation uses the sound vibration of No spiritual practice is ever wasted. Guru Nanak said, Master the mind and you master the world. A simple method of meditation. The best time to meditate is in the morning before going to school or office. Sit in your meditation or puja room. Hold your waist, spine, chest, neck, and head erect, motionless and steady. Close your eyes. Take a few slow and deep breaths. Remember your favorite deity and ask his or her blessing. Mentally chant Om or for few minutes. If your mind starts to wander here and there, bring it back gently to concentrating on your favorite deity. There is a story of a child named Dhruva in our scriptures who got his wishes fulfilled using the path of meditation. The story of Dhruva. Dhruva was the son of King Uttanapata and Suniti. King Uttanapada was very fond of his second wife, Suruchi, and used to be mean to Suniti, Dhruva's mother. One day, when Dhruva was 5 years old, his step brother was sitting on his father's lap. Dhruva also wanted to sit there, but his stepmother stopped him and dragged him aside. She spoke rudely to Dhruva, saying, "If you want to sit on your father's lap, you should have been born to me instead of to your mother. At least now pray to Lord Vishnu so that he will make this happen." Dhruva was deeply hurt by his stepmother's insulting words. He went to his mother, weeping. His mother consoled him and told him to take his stepmother's words seriously and pray to Lord Vishnu, who is the helper of all beings. Dhruva left the kingdom for the forest with a determined mind to see Lord Vishnu and reach a higher place. On the way, he was met by the celestial sage Narada. Narada gave him the 12 syllable mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. For worshipping the Vishnu form of Lord Krishna, Dhruva worshipped Vishnu for 6 months and Lord Vishnu appeared before him. Vishnu promised that Dhruva's wishes would be fulfilled and he would reach the highest heavenly seat of the pole star, which is not destroyed even when all the worlds are destroyed. Dhruva returned to the kingdom. When the king grew old, he decided to crown Dhruva as the king. Dhruva ruled for many years and in the end reached the pole star granted by Lord Vishnu. It is said that the entire zodiac is made up of planets, stars, etc. All rotates around the pole star. To this day, when Indians see the pole star, they remember Dhruva, the devotee of perfect purity of mind and firm determination. Om Gurubhyo Namaha. अत षष्ठोऽध्यायः समाप्तः. ॐ श्रीकृष्णपरब्रह्मणे नमः.